If you have ever stared at Volvo S60 CEM dump thinking, why does everything look correct but nothing decodes, then this video is exactly for you. This is Hussein, and you're watching Baabji Motors, your trusted place for real-world automobile diagnostics and programming solutions. Not theory, not guesses, but what actually works on the bench. Here's the interesting part right away. On certain Volvo S60 CEM modules, even powerful tools like Autel IM508 or Xhorse Key Tool Max Pro can read the 93C86 EEPROM perfectly, yet completely fail to decode the key data. And no, that does not mean your tool is broken or your file is bad. The issue is deeper, and it sits inside how Volvo designed this CEM. Before we go further, a quick and important disclaimer. This content is shared strictly for educational and informational purposes. Everything discussed here is intended to guide professional technicians, learners, and enthusiasts. Always follow manufacturer procedures, local laws, and ethical workshop practices when working on vehicles. All brand names and trademarks belong to their respective owners. Now here's the big question I want you to think about as we go forward. If the EEPROM reads fine, checksum looks okay, and the tool still refuses to show key data, what exactly is Volvo hiding inside the CEM memory structure? Stay with me till the end, because the answer can save you hours of frustration and unnecessary rework. Let's break the problem down clearly. On this generation of Volvo S60, the central electronic module does not rely on a single simple EEPROM layout. Instead, the CEM uses both flash memory and EEPROM together. Inside the EEPROM side, things get even more complicated. There are actually two EEPROM data zones. One zone is encrypted, and the other zone is decrypted and readable by software. Here is the key detail most people miss. All memory addresses below 0005 are encrypted. That means when tools like Autel or Xhorse read the file and try to auto-decode key data from that encrypted region, they simply fail. They're not wrong. They're just locked out by encryption. Now comes the real trick, and this is where experience matters more than tool price. For this specific CEM chipset, Volvo used three different internal chip data structures, commonly referred to as Type A, Type B, and Type C. Physically, it is still the same in 93C86 EEPROM, but logically the data mapping is different. Most tools do not automatically detect which type you're working with. This is why decoding fails even when the read is clean. The working solution is to manually test all three chip types. In practical workshop terms, that means reading the EEPROM with a reliable programmer, such as a mini-prog or equivalent, then loading that same file into VVDI2 and switching between Type A, Type B, and Type C until the software finally displays the key number data correctly. Only one of the three layouts will match the vehicle's actual configuration. When it matches, the key data becomes visible immediately. It feels a bit like trying three different keys in a lock until one finally turns, except here the lock is Swedish and extremely stubborn. Once the correct chip type is identified, the rest becomes straightforward. You generate or add the new key data inside the working file, then write that modified file back onto the EEPROM. After reinstalling the CEM, the vehicle will recognize the transponder and allow the engine to start. However, there's one more step that many people forget, and skipping it leads to another round of confusion. Even after the car starts, the remote functions will not work automatically. For this Volvo platform, you must use Vita software to properly learn and synchronize the remote functions with the vehicle. EEPROM work alone handles Immobilizer authorization, not remote locking and unlocking. So to summarize the real-world fix in simple terms, the failure is not Autel or Xhorse being weak tools. The failure happens because the Volvo S60 CEM 93C86 EEPROM contains encrypted regions and multiple internal data layouts. The solution is identifying the correct chip type using advanced software logic, not just reading and writing blindly. And yes, this is one of those cases where buying another tool will not help. Understanding the data structure will. Now, let's answer the question from the beginning. Why does the EEPROM read fine, but refuse to decode? Because the key data sits behind encryption and varies across three different chip layouts, and only one of them matches your vehicle. From my personal experience here at Baabji Motors, Volvo CEM work is a perfect example of why diagnostics is not about shortcuts. It is about knowing when to slow down, analyze memory structure, and let logic guide the process instead of frustration. Here's a useful tip before you go. Always keep original EEPROM backups saved in multiple locations before testing different chip types. One wrong write without a backup can turn a solvable job into a very long day. If this explanation helped you understand Volvo CEM programming on a deeper level, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Share your experience, your failures, or your own solutions, because that's how the community grows. If this video earned your respect, show it some love by pushing it toward 10,000 likes, and let's flood the comments with 1,000 real technician conversations. Subscribe to Baabji Motors for more real diagnostic solutions. And if you want to directly support the channel and help us keep producing honest, hands-on content, consider joining the channel membership or using the affiliate tool links mentioned earlier. It truly makes a difference. Thanks for watching till the very end. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and, as always, happy diagnosing.